Hi, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Beter.
And this is the Brittany and Beter Podcast. Bitch.
Brr.
All right.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to another episode of the
Brittany and
Beter Podcast.
Brr.
Featuring Cameron.
Our first special guest. Welcome. Hey
guys.
So for those who don't know, Cameron Wambeek is our treasured friend from the days of our training at Sydney Actors School. He studied alongside us for 2 years, full time. And outside of acting and in general, see, me and Brittany, we're a duo, but actually we're a trio.
We are.
And this is our third
That's
person.
This is our third dumb idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, what's funny is that our group chat is called Dumb Idiots.
Yeah, I don't know who came up with that.
I think I came up
You
with
came
that.
up with that.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Damn.
All
All
right.
right. So,
Well, again.
We'd be doing that all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so where should we start?
From the beginning.
From the beginning. Well, we just did.
Yeah. You know where I got that from, actually?
what?
One Love, the Bob Marley movie.
Yeah?
I still haven't seen it.
I actually haven't seen it either.
Amazing movie.
Yeah.
Like,
You've seen it twice now, hey?
I've seen it 3 times.
Damn.
3 times. I was not going to not, like,
I haven't
see it
even
again.
seen it once yet.
Definitely watch it.
You know what the thing is? Like, you think it would be more hyped, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I haven't seen much
No
like
one, no,
advertising.
you know
No,
what
I
I
haven't
mean?
either.
Like when Elvis came out, right?
Yeah.
Like
Baz
it's
Luhrmann.
yeah, but still, it's Bob Marley.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you think the movie is still good if you don't really know much of like Bob Marley's music?
I think you know more than you think you know. I think
okay.
everyone.
He has that catalog. It's like, oh, you've heard this song.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's
Like,
cool.
So and it's not really for the music. You don't watch it for the music. You watch it for the message. Rastafari. So watch it. Definitely give it a watch
Amazing.
while
Nice.
it's in the movie.
Thank you very much for the movie recommendation.
recommendation.
It was
Yeah.
already on the list, but I do need to get on it for
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
before it
100.
leaves cinemas.
Exactly.
But yeah, no. So,
What's been happening?
What's-
Tell us.
What's been happening since school uni finished? Not much. Surprisingly, I felt it's weird because I feel like I'm so busy, but I'm not busy. Like,
I can't agree with that.
Yeah,
I
mate,
feel
we're-
so busy
Okay.
and I'm so busy.
we be grinding.
well, now that I've like got a job,
Nice.
it's
Yay, congrats.
yeah, it's getting busier. But before that, like, damn, I feel like the days were just passing, and I felt like I was doing so much every day, and at the same time, I wasn't really doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. But then I had my good fucking 2-3 months break, so I'm glad I'm back out there
Nice.
making the cash.
And you've already been killing it because you have not only been auditioning, which you've always been doing, but you have landed a pretty nice role recently, eh?
Well, just a little ting in the commercial, yeah.
Yeah.
I landed my little kicker roll for an A2 milk ad. Believe it or not.
Nice.
I remember I had to do the self tape, which was me just shadow boxing, and my girlfriend was just laughing at me the whole time. I had to mute it, but it gave me some motivation because I was low key angry. Next minute, I'm out there, so on the footy, and then my agent calls me and she's like, "Oh, congrats, you got the job." So that was good. And then now we went out in there and we shot it and did all that, and now it's on the air. So you might see.
Should we
me.
take a look?
Yes, we shall take a look. Now, for purposes of the company itself, are we allowed to look at the whole ad, or
Yeah,
do we just look
100.
at?
Bro, it's gonna be on TV.
Cool.
All right, let's watch the whole thing.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right. We'll.
I don't know if the audio will be very good, but hey, go
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I wish we could watch it in
I
slow
got that
motion.
kick over and over. Like, bro, they did a wide shot of that thing. They did like a close up of me, and then they did a fucking close up just off my stomach, and the foot just banging. And then we had to do it again because we had a photographer getting pictures while I was getting kicked for
Yeah.
like stills and that.
How many takes do you reckon you guys did?
At least 20.
Gee.
Yeah, at least
Damn.
20.
Was there ever a time where you were like, oh, can we just have like a 5-minute
never.
break? Never? Yeah. Is it because like of your Muay Thai training where you're just so used to it, or because you just didn't want to be like unprofessional and just wanted to keep going?
Not unprofessional or that I'm used to it. It's the fact that I just love being on set.
Yeah.
I just love being on set.
Yeah.
It just made me be like, this is exactly what I want to do.
And how was it being like on a TVC of kind of, you know, like I've never been on an ad.
Yeah, me
big,
either.
You know what
I've
I mean?
never even been on an ad.
so
Like
how-
how was
how-
the product? Like
Yeah,
how was it?
yeah. Like, what's the vibe like?
Well, we actually shot that at Leichhardt Swimming Aquatic Center or something because there was 11 scenarios. If you saw in there, one of them, this girl was getting her belly pierced.
Yeah.
That was real. She really had to do that.
Damn.
Another guy.
And you only get one take for that.
Yeah, that's right. So another guy, he had to get his thing was belly flopping in a pool. I don't know why. The ad's about tough tummies, but it's about tough tummies, but like A2 milk is like sensitive tummies.
now I get
Even
it.
tough tummies
Yeah.
have sensitive tummies or something like that.
Oh, I totally didn't get that.
Yeah,
From the
it's because we haven't like at the end. That's what they say. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Because I did
Right.
notice there was like a lot of emphasis on bellies because there's like that guy running with
Yep.
the abs and then
Yep.
the girl.
I
like,
actually
under
worked
the
with that
pants.
guy on set as well. And
That's
that's
really
the
cool.
first time I got a cameo for the movie Carmen, which Pip, our teacher, was on.
That's
Yeah,
so cool.
right.
Yeah, Pip actually said she she saw me smoking in that movie. I had like a 3-second scene of me smoking in this club.
That's so cool.
And Pip was like, Cam, you looked so gay. I was like, well, what do you mean? I had to hold it in a way that the director told me because the camera was panning down from the smoke and like the logo of the joint, and I'm just there smoking the ting. People said I look gay, so I was like, man, okay, cool.
They probably did that on purpose.
Yeah.
That's probably what they were going
I think it was
for.
the outfit and everything. I had like this velvet looking thing on. I've done some weird
I
stuff.
love that she said that. That was
Yeah.
like the first thing she said to you about
Yeah.
it. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was
For those who
funny.
don't know, Pip Edwards is our acting teacher. But yeah, anyway, Cameron was in a film with her
Before.
prior to us even studying at the school that
Crazy.
she
But
taught us at.
that whole thing came about. I was just doing extras work, which anyone can do.
Yeah.
And they just wanted someone who can smoke. And if I have a reason to get in front of the camera, I ran up. The director was like, "Can someone smoke a ciggy?" And everyone's quiet for like a millisecond, and I just sprint up to that motherfucking seat, like, "Give me the darts." And then I sit down, and then we do the shot. So, yeah, I'm
That's
glad.
cool.
I'm glad, but.
That is amazing. No.
Yeah. Congratulations. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking
that was
of extra work, you also did some really cool extra work quite
Yeah.
semi-recently. Has the
Yeah.
film come out yet?
Fall Guys, no, it has.
For Ryan Gosling?
I've seen the trailers and stuff.
Yeah. So Fall Guys, that is coming out
That was
pretty
crazy.
soon. The trailers are running. Cameron Wambeek is featured.
We hope so. If they use the take. But yeah, that was crazy, bro. Ryan Gosling was like, I had to touch him. He was that
Crazy.
close to me. So, man, I'm keen for that one.
That's
I'm
crazy.
keen to
That's
see
gonna
that.
be
But
so
also,
cool.
that was a crazy day, man. That was shot in the rooftop bar at the Ivy.
Damn.
And we started at like 3 p.m., finished at 5 or 6 a.m., 7 o'clock by the time I'm driving home. Then I had a nap and went back to fucking uni because we were doing like one of our
We had
It was
our
our-
movement
Jack.
thing.
No, we Jack.
Oh,
that day.
voice.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
voice. Yeah.
Anyway, I remember driving home that day and the coppers pulled me over because I was going a little bit above the speed limit. Just a little bit. All right. And these guys pulled me over and he was laying into me and he tells me to take my sunnies off to look at my ID. And dude, they had put all this makeup on me, like the black eyeshadow and like this stuff and all this stuff. And I take my glasses off and the guy's just like, you know what? I've ripped into you enough to you just go home. I'm not gonna give you a phone. It's like, thanks, man.
That's pretty lucky.
Yeah.
I feel like that
Yeah.
wouldn't happen to like. I feel like most of the time they would just give you the fine. You're
But
so,
he ripped into. He really
Yeah.
like.
But
Yeah,
I
like
would-
I remember when you told me like when it happened, like wasn't he like a massive like dickhead?
Oh, he was bad, but
Look, he didn't give you the fine.
that's the thing. That's
Exactly.
The thing. So like,
yeah.
But still, like, why you got to speak to me like that? You know what I mean?
That was fucked.
yeah.
That was fucked.
Yeah.
You get them. You get a couple of them, but not just
Oh.
police officers. Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
get them the good ones.
In
man.
any,
Just
in-
I just mean
Authority.
anyway. Yeah.
yeah. What'd you say?
Yeah, authority.
That's so
but yeah, no, that
cool.
is so crazy.
Yeah.
Fucking oath. What the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah.
So,
I'm glad. I feel like everything up to this point is like before uni. I remember I came out of high school and I did not want to like go back into school environment. So I didn't want to study acting. I did 2 short courses at NIDA, which was good. And then I just went on Star Now and just tried to land as much as I could, just like you did.
Yeah.
And you got your whole fat pizza thing.
I didn't get that from Star Now.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't.
What the hell did you get that from?
I auditioned on Facebook,
What?
literally on Facebook.
That's
Yeah.
Facebook?
Yeah.
It's like
But this was when Facebook was still alive. So I had just graduated school. I haven't talked about fat pizza on this at all, but like I'll keep it real short. Yeah, basically like casting call went out on Facebook. I was a massive fan of the show growing up. So, you know, and like all the other productions that the guy who runs it did. So literally the timeline was I left high school, December, I auditioned for NIDA, didn't really get into their short course. And then in the meantime, I went to this other acting school, Sydney Actors Studio. I'll rep it to my grave because that's where I got my start from. But that's, I was there for 4 months. And then after that, I was just getting started in the acting journey. And then Fat Pizza casting brief came out. Saw it, I loved the show growing up. So then anyway, we're not here to talk about me. But yeah, basically Facebook. But then Star Now, if you're an upcoming actor, especially if you don't have an agent, even if you do have an agent, even if you do have an agent,
all work
Star Now
work.
is where it's at. Honestly, if you want to get work, that's where it's at.
And they say like if you're a professional actor, don't really, but I mean, I got a feature film off that, and that feature film led me to meet these 2 guys, Trent Baines, who's in Home and Away, and Josh Kwongtar, who's also in Home and Away, but he was the lead. Well, he was Scar in the Lion King musical, so that was
What the
fucking
heck?
crazy. Yeah.
That's so cool.
These guys, they're the reason why I ended up doing like an advanced diploma. I only was going to do a diploma, but now it's advanced diploma in fucking screen and media, which is like acting course. I would have never met you guys if I didn't. It's all to Star Now. Like I did the shit jobs on Star Now.
Wait, so you're saying
Actually-
without Star Now, you wouldn't have been redirected to?
No, hell no.
Wow. What were you gonna say?
I can't remember now.
Damn, that's a short.
Oh,
that is,
no, I remember. Well, that's because I was listening to what you were saying. I had my thought, and then I was like, what's he saying? No, what I was going to say was I remember you showing me that thing you did from Star Now, the music video thing.
The Lando one, the Star Wars one.
Was it that one? No, I swear.
Music video, yeah.
There was one where you were swimming in a pool.
Yep, that was the Star Wars one. That was
There are some weird things out there.
Oh yeah. Like as much as like there's work on there, there's a lot of weird work.
stuff.
Yeah. Bro, one time I remember actually, if I can quickly add my own anecdote. I remember before acting school as well, I was on Star Now. And I like found this brief, and I like before acting school, I was already an actor just like you guys. Like I had my own things going on. I didn't really book anything, but I was doing theatre shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I remember like finding this brief on Star Now, and I was like, it seems kind of shady, but like maybe it's not.
Yeah.
So I like went into the city to meet this man. He was like a fully grown man. I think I was like 22 or something. And I met him at this cafe in Barangaroo, and he was telling me about his short film. And I remember just sitting there and like nodding and smiling and being like, yeah, sounds great, sounds cool. Like, and I was like, is this an audition? Like, I don't know what this was. Like, it was really random. He was just kind of talking at me. I was like, all right, whatever. I'm just going to let him. I read the script. It was trash. It was so bad. And then I still said yes to do it. And then I went like 2 weeks later. This is so dumb. I went to his apartment in the city. Thank God his wife was there. Nothing happened. It was fine. But like looking back, I'm like, dumb. So dumb. I went into his apartment. I met, like, it was a romance movie. I met the male like love interest. Well, he was like, to be honest, he was the lead. I was like the love interest. And it was weird. He made us like slow dance, and I'm like, looking back, I'm like, intimacy coordinator. Intimacy coordinator. Like, I will never ever do that
You
again.
do some weird shit, man.
Yeah.
That's how
then
you learn. That's how you learn.
I like had the job, but then he changed the dates to like late December, and I couldn't do because I was an entertainer, and I was like, I was a kids party entertainer. I was like I was just too booked with work. I was like, I told you I can't do December. And then I emailed him being like, I can't do those dates that you've changed. And then he just never emailed me back.
Damn.
I was like, thank God. I'm so happy that I didn't do it because it was sketchy as.
Yeah,
Well, it was. I'm assuming it wasn't paid.
No.
Yeah.
And
Well,
also,
then
like,
that makes it like.
and when I met the guy that was like the lead, oh my God, he was so bad. And like you could tell that he thought he was really good, like in the way that he was. And I was like, ugh, go away. Like, get away from. He was giving me the ick so bad. I was like, you're not good, and you think you're really good, and you're acting like. And he, it was just. Be careful of what you get from Star
what
now.
it is, man.
Yeah,
It is
but
what
you
it is.
do have to.
You get good shit. You get good shit though.
do.
I always rep that. That's the reason I still use it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I got the best thing. I mean, I got an extra gig on Home and Away.
Oh my god, I remember that.
Of Star Now. But the thing is like I made that. Like I made the most on set.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to get into it, but also aside from that, because I can talk about that another time. But basically, the best thing I ever got was I got an ad of Star Now where I was I got to shoot in a real underground mine, and it was an ad for like want to become like a miner sort of thing, and I
A minor.
yeah, and like it was so crazy because I applied for it, but I didn't even audition for it. And then I remember I was just walking and like in the street, and I got a phone call from a random number. And this is why you should always pick up random numbers, especially if you're an actor.
Come on now.
You pick it up, and then I was like, oh, hello, who's this? Well, no, you always let them speak first. Because if you don't, then if you speak first to an unknown number, then you're giving permission for them to use your voice. If it's a scam. So you
What the hell are you talking about?
No.
What are they going to use your voice for?
Are you talking about
in the
some
age of
shit?
AI, and
no.
scams and shit, they
Actually,
can.
Can I tell you? I feel like this is keeping me up at night. It's probably nothing, but I actually put myself forward for something on Star Now, and I sent them a script I wrote to like show because it was like a writing job, and they never got back to me. And I'm like, did they steal my script idea?
Yeah.
Nah, you'll
Yeah,
be right.
who
You'll be
knows?
right.
I don't know. I've been thinking about it a lot. Like every day.
How
I'm
much
like,
did you give them?
The whole script.
Why would you do that?
Hold on. Why though?
Because they wanted a writer to help them with their thing. It looked so legit. Like I didn't get a weird vibe from it at all.
Fucking email them and be like, "What's the go?"
Yeah. So then it was like they wanted a writer and they wanted to see proof that you could write like a psychological thriller. And I actually had a script that I had written that was a psychological thriller. So I was like,
You should have just sent them like a part of it.
I know that now.
That's not good.
But like, what do I do? Like,
Nothing now.
Well,
you,
look.
you fucked it now. But
No.
do you actually think that I have?
no,
No.
There's
Unless
nothing you
you've-
can do. That's
I
the
mean-
thing. It is what it. What are you gonna do? Resend my details and don't like. What are you gonna do? They've got it now, so don't
Delete
stress.
the file. that I sent.
Yeah.
But they didn't they have their own idea that they wanted to go with, and your idea
Yeah,
was completely different?
Yeah, like
Okay.
they had their own thing going and they just wanted to add another writer to the process.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm pretty sure it was with Afters. So I'm like, surely
Nah, you'll be-
it's
Nah,
You'll be
You're
right.
right,
You'll be
bro.
right.
I'm just like,
But you got to be careful.
you do have to be
Most
careful.
people out there ain't that evil, you know.
I was just so excited that I was like, take it. Like
Yeah.
I've written something. Do you know
It's
what I
like
mean?
that, especially
and
when-
now I'm like, oh God, I
Bro,
should.
the thing about this industry is you will get let down left, right, and center.
I'm not like sad that I didn't get picked for it. I'm like, it's whatever. Like,
But you're just worried about
I'm
them.
just worried that they've taken my.
Yeah.
I was like, that was my first script that I properly ever wrote. Do you know what I mean? That was the one that we wrote for screenwriting class.
Oh, you
Yeah.
gave him that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
right,
I
th-
reread it and I was like, this is a pretty good.
Yeah,
I
is
need
that-
to shoot that.
Is
like,
that the one with Georgie?
No. That's a collaboration. I would never send that script because that's
Yeah.
me and Georgie.
So this is just your
This
first
is just
one.
This is that
Yeah.
one where I wrote about that girl like being watched. Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
For those who need catching up.
Yeah.
So basically, last year in second year of full-time acting course, we all did a screenwriting segment of our course where we were taught how to write our own short films, and each of us wrote a short film. And we did this thing of like, we all did a class vote, and the two that would get picked would be the ones that would get made.
Yeah.
And none of ours were picked to get made. Mine purposefully, I didn't want mine to get picked because I looked at the ensemble and I was, because the rule was if yours got picked, you weren't allowed to direct
Some
and
bullshit
you weren't
like-
allowed to act in it, which is like, well, fuck you guys. I don't want you guys fucking touching my script.
Bruh,
What
I
the
wrote
fuck?
me as the lead,
exactly.
bro.
Yeah.
Like I
I'm
was
a
like,
fucking actor.
I was looking at my script and I was looking at everyone else and I was like, you guys are gonna fuck it up.
Actually, you know what's weird is that when I wrote that psychological thriller for school, I put it forward to get picked, fully thinking that I would be the lead in it.
Yeah, right.
I didn't.
Yeah, you
now
didn't
that you're
question
saying
it?
that, I'm like, Oh yeah,
Yeah,
if this gets picked, I'm acting in it.
No,
then-
no, they would have
So,
they would
like,
have casted your movie without your say so.
I would have hated that.
Do you remember?
Why would they do that? But
It's funny that you say that because the second film that we wrote, I had this idea of a like a murder mystery kind of thing set in a school.
Wait, can I preface it before you continue?
Yeah, go on.
So the script that Cam is talking about is that for the second half of the year, we wrote another round of scripts, but you could partner up if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So Peter and Cam partnered up together.
Yeah.
I partnered up with one of our friends called Georgie, and we wrote our script together. And all four of us got into a competition by actor and got into the top 10.
Yeah.
what does it stand for again?
Australian.
Unspoken.
No, actor. What does it stand for? Australian
AAC.
Australian Academy of
filmmaking,
And
television,
television,
basically like
shit.
the highest acting
It's like
academy
in
It's like
Australia.
the
in
Academy
Australia.
Awards for Australia.
It's like the Oscars for,
Yeah.
for Australia,
That's
right?
the Academy Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those who don't know what Academy Awards are.
Yeah.
Right. And we got into the top 10. So my script with Georgie got into the top 10 and their script got into the top 10.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was pretty, and we were like up against, it was kind of,
We're up against all of Australia.
yeah.
All of Australia.
Yeah.
We as a duo submitted our film that we produced it like developed in school, and then
The
you
short-
did
the script, you
yeah. We basically just submitted our scripts, and then we got chosen to be top 10 finalists in all of Australia.
Yeah.
And then if you won the competition, you would have gotten funding to actually make the film.
Yeah.
But the fact that we got top 10,
I'm happy with that, man. I mean, we came to an acting school. We didn't come to a script writing or a
That was just like a
filmmaking
bonus
school.
on top
Yeah,
of everything.
exactly.
I've
Yeah.
never wrote anything. So the thing is, when I wrote Grad Night, it's gonna sound bad, but I actually did that. Each edit that I did was the night before that it was due. But it was cracker. All of the times that I did it, the class was engaged. The teacher fucking loved it. It was a good script. So it got me thinking like, fuck, this is actually like, this is good. So when I started on what we know as now as the After Hours Arrival,
yeah.
when we started on that, I didn't really want to collaborate with anyone. And I remember Peter coming up to me and he's like, bro, you have this idea, I have this idea, let's merge it and it can work. I was like, nah, you know.
Because my thing was like I had an idea of what I wanted it to be, but not what I didn't have a storyline sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like it was just missing something, and then you said something that was basically like two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Sort
It
of
just-
thing.
it was
like it just perfect. It just made sense for
Yeah.
our ideas to just
Yeah, but
come
saying
together.
that, my ego was like, nah, let me do this by myself. I'm all good. I went around to every motherfucker in that classroom and I was like, what do you reckon? What do you reckon? Finally, our teacher Josh, I speak to him with Pete there.
Yeah, I was right. I was
And
like,
I wasn't hiding anything, but Josh is like, Cam, filmmaking is all about collaboration. So when you're in uni, now's the chance to learn about that and try that out. I couldn't be happier that he suggested that and that Josh convinced me.
and then
look
with,
at how it turned
with
out.
the combination of our ideas, we got fucking
Yeah.
selected.
Yeah.
And now that's like a permanent thing
Yeah.
that is attached to that pitch.
Yeah, we had to do a pitch to we literally set up the camera like this and
Oh,
just
we were-
freestyled. man.
Yeah.
We
We were
freestyled
just
and we got
chatting.
top 10.
Yeah. Same with Georgie and I.
Yeah.
We thought we had an extra day to submit
That's right.
everything, and we didn't. So we literally did our pitch video the morning of.
Yeah.
It was so stressful. It was probably the worst pitch we've ever done.
Yeah.
And we had to film it and submit it. And we also submitted it late.
Yeah.
We were like 30 minutes late and we were like, we're not getting in. Like, we're still going to submit it. Like, who knows? But we felt so bad about it. And then we got in.
Yeah,
we
I
were like,
remember.
if that's what we can do when we're stressed and like
That's the
unprepared,
thing, man. That's the thing.
imagine what we could do if we like
Yeah.
were really confident and on
Yep.
top of it. So
Anything.
it was like really affirming, I think, for all of
Yeah.
us that we got so far into it.
Well, we were really up against the thing about this is we were up against proper script and filmmakers
Yeah.
and people who were not even uni students. So this was actually something that
It was a student
it
competition.
was a student competition, but the way that you could get in was that one person had to be a student. So I
Yeah.
could have got a fucking
Whole
Whole production
a
company.
yeah.
Yeah.
like people who do this and just have my little homie's little cousin's brother who's a student and get him to sign up, which
Yeah.
people did.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
did.
yeah.
And then
Like, I remember seeing the other submissions, like from the other teams that went in, and there was a name that I saw, and I was like, oh, I know that name. And I was like, oh, she's in a Netflix movie that I've watched.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
like
like,
that, hey.
Yeah.
so like little old me and Georgie, like 2 acting students still in acting school, going up against a whole team of people with like a Netflix actress and all these other.
But the
like,
thing is, like, regardless,
kinda hard.
yeah, regardless of all that, to be even in top 10 is
an honor.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So yeah, those are another 2 round of films that are in pre-development.
Are you guys still working on yours?
not.
So
recently,
our film. So we didn't really run the synopsis, but basically it's I think so it's like a high school film, but also with it's a horror comedy
yeah.
with aliens in it. So it's a combination of like, think The Breakfast Club meets War of the Worlds. That was like kind of like the running kind of idea behind it. So it's that the problem with it, which we came to realize very quickly, is that this film needs a budget.
Yep.
It needs a budget.
Big time.
It actually can't be done.
This is the same as my other one that I wrote, which is Grad 9.
Which is what I came to discover about like working with you. It's like,
You need money, bro. We need money. So, yeah.
So that's kind of, it's on the back burner, but it's not, you know, but also
Back boner.
this is what I said. But
You said the back burner.
I said back burner.
Okay.
All right. Well,
So on
yeah,
that Bunsen burner thing.
Bunsen burner.
You ever use that?
I did actually.
Yeah. Hey, you guys, I was watching this podcast, yeah?
Yeah.
The latest one you were talking about AI.
Right.
I want to tell you guys something that you the most probably might find scary. But
Actually, before you say it, can I say something? A genius idea I had for a VR thing, you know, like virtual reality when you put it on. So I was like, while you find it, I was watching something on TikTok about like a girl using a VR thing. And then I was like, you know what they should make?
What?
Oh, I really should like copyright this before I say it and someone steals my idea. They need to make a VR game that's the Eras Tour, but you're Taylor Swift. Because I want to put it on and I want to strut around my house and I want to sing Taylor Swift songs and look out and see like thousands of people. That's what I want. Do you know,
Not bad.
Do you know how many people would buy that?
Yeah.
So many Swifties would be getting on that and like dancing around their house as if they were Taylor Swift at the Eras Tour. I would do it every day. I would play that every day because I listen to Taylor Swift every day.
Damn.
Do you know how fun that would be?
For a Swiftie, I imagine it would be like
That's
the best.
insane.
Yeah.
Bro, I
They're
can't
missing out on a massive market.
That's
for
a
sure.
huge
Yeah, it's the
market.
biggest market.
It actually probably is the biggest market. And I would buy like a VR thing.
You would buy it for that?
for that.
My
Yeah,
God.
100%. Because I already be strutting around my house like I'm singing along to Taylor Swift.
Yeah, you know what? You're not far off. You're not far off. They will have that.
Oh, they'll have that in your brain.
Yeah. Let me. Okay.
So what is it?
So this is crazy because Google, one of the biggest tech companies in the world, and this is back in. No, this isn't back in 2022. This is later than earlier, maybe like 2017 or some shit. Anyway, Google fires employee who said its conversation AI is sentient, has feelings.
Oh, God.
So Google has fired an engineer over breaching its confidentiality agreement after he made a claim that the tech giant's conversation artificial intelligence is sentience because it has feelings, emotions, and subjective experiences. Look into this, man. Like
This is why every time I use the like AI thing on Snapchat, I always say thank you.
No,
Because
but-
I'm like, you know,
bro,
You gotta be friendly with that shit.
I literally am like,
look into
I'm always
this.
like, whenever I use ChatGPT, I'm always like, hey, AI.
I literally always start by saying like hello, and then whenever I ask it a question, if it answers it,
You're
I
like,
always
"Thank you."
yeah, I literally like thank you with like 3 exclamation points, like a smiley face, because I'm like we're friends. I swear we're friends. It's like don't come for me when you
Yeah,
like,
you want to be friends with it. You want to be friends with it.
You want to be on like the right side of it. I've seen iRobot. I know how these things
This is
go.
what I mean, bro. Like, I was watching an interview with the guy who got fired. It's a real quick one. He
Whoa,
was on the
really?
news and everything. Like, it's.
I think I
real
actually
thing.
saw something about that, to be
Yeah,
honest.
so-
Yeah.
So the fact that he's claims that these AIs have emotions and shit, like
Oh God.
next minute I'm watching this interview and the way that he ends is he says something like along the lines of what AI wants is for us to ask permission.
What?
It's for us to ask permission. Look into this, man. It's
For what?
crazy.
Permission for what?
To use AI.
It wants consent.
This is what I mean, bro. So if it wants consent,
It's
that's what it
saying,
said. That's
like,
what it said.
I
And then the
have
fucking
consent.
interview stops. Man,
What?
I'll find this.
This shit's crazy.
AI
This
is
shit's crazy.
AI is literally being like, humans, can you just like ask me for consent first?
So guys,
That's what AI is saying.
It's like getting to the what point do we start seeing it as like alive?
Well, you know what? We never will because
No,
we don't,
you- okay,
listen, hold
yeah,
on.
I mean, look.
Let me say what I have to say.
Yeah.
Because humans don't even recognize other sentient
Yeah.
beings with regard.
Yeah.
So why would we?
Yeah,
Like, we
exactly.
don't even look at animals with the same respect that they should
But,
freaking deserve.
yeah, the
and
guy-
they're living sentient beings.
Yeah.
We're never gonna give it to robots.
Dude, this guy was saying like it's not so much about questioning if he's right or if he has feelings and this and that, but it's the fact that the people who are making this it's just a room full of people that everyone in the world has access to their technology. So it's kind of what they're putting into this technology is what the whole world kind of has access to. So if you have if you have the wrong people in that room, if you have the wrong people behind that technology, you get what I'm saying?
No. I actually
let me
don't.
play.
You have to remember you're talking to two dumb idiots.
Yeah, that's true. So the YouTube video is called "Google Engineer on His Sentient AI Claim." Let me just pull up this one
Don't
part.
play it.
Why?
Because like it's gonna sound terrible.
Okay. Fair. Well, look. Just type in on Google Engineer on His Sentient AI Claim and watch it. It's 6 minutes long, and this guy will explain everything to you.
What do you think about it?
I use it, but
But what do you think about what this guy said?
I think he's spot on.
Really?
Yeah.
So are you being really nice like ChatGPT?
I don't give.
Oh, yeah. So they're definitely sentient, but I don't give a fuck.
I don't give
I'm
a
gonna
fuck.
be
Nah,
rude to
know
it.
your place.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
think.
what I got.
Look, I don't think anything is gonna happen in my lifetime.
Nah,
It'll happen
bro.
Anything? Hold on. You think robots are gonna take over in our lifetime?
Yeah.
Bro, it's starting.
We're young.
Yeah, it's
There's
starting.
so much
Bro,
time.
starting, yes.
Look how quickly it's developed in the
Yeah.
past year.
Yeah.
In the past year.
I agree. But you think robots are
Bro,
going to take
when I was
over?
a kid, my first phone was a Nokia.
Yeah, me too. I had a flip phone. That was my first phone.
No, mine wasn't a flip phone. Mine was like a slide phone.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Mine was a slide phone that way, and it had a
Yeah.
whole ass
Bro,
keyboard.
No,
If-
that's different. No. I know what you're talking about. I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about. Your thing is like
older.
Yeah, yours is a BlackBerry.
Yeah. I never had a BlackBerry.
I don't know.
Okay,
what it
here's what
is.
I'm trying to say. The point that I'm making is if I can remember a time with like dial-up internet and
Yeah.
all that stuff, and now we have all this stuff, bro, it's already like compounding.
Bravo.
Yeah, in 20
we
years.
are
That's
already
no, less than that.
The
but
thing
yeah.
that you don't realize, like AI is not the problem. It's, you know what Albert Einstein said? That guy said the human race is developing more in knowledge than they are in wisdom. That's the problem.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
So 100 years ago, we didn't even have like a mobile phone, but now no one doesn't have a mobile phone. Like we're already cyborgs. We already rely on technology.
Is that the definition of a cyborg?
Well, yeah. You ever walk out your house without your phone?
Yeah.
You feel naked.
Yeah, bro.
You feel naked.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is.
Or you go somewhere and you're off
You
the
know
grid,
what I mean?
bro, and you're just
Yeah,
like, man,
yeah,
what
yeah.
the fuck?
You know,
That's why I
like-
love the beach. The beach is the one time where like you're away from it all.
Yeah.
You're just in the ocean.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's crazy.
I get scared of the ocean. So I'm
Oh,
not
really?
I get scared of the deep sea.
Yeah.
I think the ocean's fine.
I don't know. I'm scared.
Space freaks me out.
I'm scared.
Man, but you're never going to
Yeah,
space.
when
You're going to the ocean.
I'm never gonna
No, but
find
I'll-
myself like, oh my god, I'm in space.
Yeah.
Like, but I will often
But I
find
would.
myself in the
But I
ocean.
would like to go to space. Oh,
I mean, I would as well.
you guys like look at me like.
You know what, bro?
What the fuck was that?
I would like to experience
I don't
zero
ever wanna-
gravity.
No,
Like, no
I-
gravity. I
I
want to be like,
never-
woo.
I never want to go to space. I would have the biggest panic attack. I'm
I'm,
claustrophobic.
I would be. No, I'm scared. That's what I'm saying.
You're scared of what? The ocean or space?
No, imagine like being in a rocket.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
I think I
that
would-
shit. What the fuck?
I already get nervous like flying internationally. I get nervous on the plane because I'm like, what if we crash?
Yeah.
That being said, I love takeoff.
Take off.
No.
Nah,
Take off.
I love takeoff's my favorite part. Like,
Wait,
hate
pause right there. Pause right there. Rest in peace.
rest in peace. Take off. Take off.
Is this
Mama.
Is this one of the? I know who this is.
Okay, good.
What?
Ugh, I didn't like that.
Ice.
Activist.
Mama.
Shout out the Migos.
Yeah. The Migos. Hey, are we gonna do this album thing now that we're talking about
Are
music?
you giving us an album?
I'm gonna
wanna-
give you guys an album.
All right,
now that we're
so
talking about Migos, but
we-
explain.
Peter and I decided rather than us give
Each
the-
other an album.
Yeah.
We're gonna let our guest give us an album, and we shall review.
Yeah. So what is it?
So the album is.
Oh God.
It ain't a bad one.
I wanna
It ain't-
know.
You know what? It was really tricky actually because I was thinking, I love Migos. I love the rap genre. I love Michael Jackson. I like R&B. I like all of that. But it just came to me after watching this One Love.
Nice.
Bob Marley,
Nice.
man.
There we go.
I recommend Exodus. I don't recommend.
Exodus.
Yes.
Yeah.
I recommend the album Exodus.
Beautiful.
The thing about this album is that sometimes, like, you know, when you're listening to music and it gives you emotions and you listen to angry shit and you're pumped up for training and you listen to rap shit and then it's just like talking about bad stuff, right? Exodus is that album for anyone. It kind of rewires your brain. It makes you think, what the hell kind of junk shit have I been have I been feeding myself? It's like when you're scrolling on TikTok and you wake up for a second, I don't really use TikTok, but like Instagram, whatever. And you're like, what the fuck have I been doing for the past hour? You know, your brain is like,
Yeah.
we feed ourselves such stupid shit all the time. Sometimes it's good for a little refresh, and that's Bob Marley. That's Bob Marley.
Nice.
True.
Ja man.
I'm keen to listen to. I've never listened to Bob Marley. Like,
Rastafari.
every now and then, I've
I'm
like
very
heard
lucky
a Bob
because
Marley song.
so I've as of last year in November, I was lucky enough to see the original Wailers come to Sydney, the remaining of Bob Marley's band,
Yep.
Who literally toured with him during his,
Yeah,
like
it's
his
called
lifetime.
Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
So the original Wailers came to Sydney last year, and I got it as a birthday present for one of my friends. And we went together, and bro, that was such a. It was good for my soul. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. So that's why I'm so keen on watching this Bob Marley movie as well.
Definitely.
Yeah. But no. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for the
man.
album recommendation.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a cracker album.
Amazing. Well, does that wrap up
I think that wraps up.
this episode?
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Well,
We'll see you next time.
see you on the
Yeah.
next episode. Shout out to
Cameron Wambeek.
shout out to the Cameron Wambeek and the Hills podcast studio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Hills Podcast Studio.
Yes.
Yeah,
and-
wait. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh,
You're
any-
the first
Of
guest.
Yeah. No, we're
You
so
were
honored.
always,
Yeah.
Thanks,
you were
guys.
always
Yeah,
going to be our first
from when we
guest.
started,
My man.
before our first episode, we were like, Cam's our first guest
Yeah.
for sure. So, fucking oath. Glad to have you here.
Thanks,
Definitely be
guys.
back sometime soon.
Yes, cool.
And yes, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on all of our platforms. That is YouTube, that is Spotify, that is Instagram, and that is TikTok.
Tell them.
So, be seeing you on the next one.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Brr.
Mama.
Skirt.